What's up everyone, it's Nicole here and welcome back to BOCHINOT Macrame. In today's DIY pattern tutorial, we will be going over a DIY macrame bouquet holder. So for those of you who are brand new to my channel, welcome. In this channel you will find everything macrame related, from DIY pattern tutorials, tips and tricks, knot pattern tutorials, and much more. So if you guys are interested in learning more about macrame, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Today I really want to share with you guys a DIY macrame bouquet wrap. I'm getting married in less than 2 months, and what you see behind me is my completed macrame wedding backdrop that I will be using for our ceremony, and I've also now completed a macrame bouquet wrap. So this is what the bouquet wrap looks like. I will be using it to hold a dried floral bouquet just like this one. And what I particularly like about this design is that it actually matches the macrame wedding backdrop with the alternating square knot pattern, the berry knots, and then the double half hitch knot loop at the very end. This is a beginner friendly pattern. It goes over some of the basic knots of macrame, such as the Lark knot, double half hitch knot, square knot, and the berry knot. If you guys are a beginner in macrame and want to get started on your first or second project and you don't know what materials you need to get, I do have a macrame starter kit available that goes over a small wall hanging that incorporates the 6 basic knots of macrame, which includes all of the knots that we will be going over today. The best part of it is you'll get our premium materials included with the kit, along with a step-by-step picture and written instructions pamphlet and a step-by-step video tutorial supplement. If instead you're interested in learning from tutorials just like this one today, you want to make the bouquet wrap but you want to use the same supplies, we do offer our single strand foundation cord for new subscribers in a 2-for-1 cord deal. If you're interested in any of those things, I'll link those in the description below. For those of you who are interested in advancing your macrame skill set from a beginner to advanced level so that you can make macrame backdrops just like what I have behind me, the full 3-part series is now available on Patreon. And if you're interested, you can also find more details about that in the Patreon link below. I hope you guys will have fun with this bouquet wrap tutorial, and with that, let's get started. To begin, you will need some materials and supplies. I've used 4mm cotton cord for this pattern, and you will also need to cut the cords into the suggested cord lengths here. Before we begin, I want to show you guys the cord that I will be using today. This is a premium organic single strand cotton cord in 4mm in diameter. This is also the same cord that I used to make my macrame wedding backdrop. This cord is perfect for macrame artists at all skill levels, from beginner to advanced, since it does survive a lot of unknotting and reknotting, as well as it's soft on the hands. Start by placing the cord down horizontally and then pin or tape down both ends of the cord. Take a strand of 225 cm long cord, fold it in half, and attach it onto the center of the horizontal cord using a Lark knot. Then repeat with all remaining 15 cords. Once all 16 cords have been attached onto the horizontal anchor cord using Lark knots, we're now going to start our alternating square knot pattern. So the first row we're going to make a regular row of square knots. So starting with the far left 4 cords, take the outer left and right cords as working cords for a square knot. Then continue with the next adjacent 4 cords to the right, and then finish off the row with square knots. Underneath this row of square knots, we will now start our second row of alternating square knots, but this time we're going to switch the inner and outer cords and use the inner cords as the working cords for the square knot. Continue repeating this pattern to the right for a total of 7 square knots. We will now continue repeating rows of square knots underneath, one less square knot at a time, until we reach the very bottom with 1 square knot. Make the same square knots as the second row, switching the inner and outer cords. Once the V-shaped pattern of alternating square knots have been completed, we're now going to start our diagonal row of berry knots. So starting with the far left 4 cords, make 2 consecutive square knots, and we're only using 2 consecutive square knots to make this berry knot for a flatter berry knot look. Now take the 2 anchor cords and weave it through the center above the first square knot, and pull the cord ends through to the back. Then using the same working cords, make 1 more square knot. Take the right 2 cords underneath the berry knot and then the right 2 cords next to it and make another berry knot. Continue diagonally to the right for 5 more berry knots after this one. Repeat for another row of diagonal berry knots on the right side, starting with the far right 4 cords. Then take the left 2 cords underneath the berry knot and then the 2 cords next to them on the left for another berry knot diagonally to the left. Continue diagonally after this berry knot for 5 more berry knots. Make 1 more berry knot with the middle 4 cords underneath. Now we're going to make a series of double half-hitch knot rows. Starting with the far left cord as an anchor cord, make 5 diagonal double half-hitch knots to the right. Then counting the second cord from the anchor cord that we had just used, we're going to use that as the anchor cord for a row of double half-hitch knots to the right. Make a total of 7 double half-hitch knots to the right. Taking the second cord to the left from the anchor cord again, use that as an anchor cord for another 7 double half-hitch knots to the right. We will now repeat the same pattern on the right side, so starting with the far right cord as the anchor cord, make 5 diagonal double half-hitch knots to the left. Then taking the second cord to the right from the anchor cord that we had just used, use that as an anchor cord now for 7 double half-hitch knots to the left. taking the second cord to the right of the anchor cord again as the anchor cord for another 7 double half hitch knots to the left. Once both sides are complete, we're now going to add another row towards the center. So taking the 5th cord from the center on the left, use that as an anchor cord for 4 double half hitch knots to the right. Now repeat the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to close off the middle 2 cords with 1 more double half hitch knot, and I'm going to make mine diagonally to the left. Then we're going to continue diagonally to the left for 1 more double half hitch knot. This is going to be the start of the loop pattern at the bottom. Then taking the anchor cord over to the right, make a double half hitch knot facing the other direction using the same working cords and anchor cords. Then with the middle right cord as the anchor cord, take the next cord to it on the right as a working cord for a double half hitch knot. Then flip the anchor cord over to the left and make a double half hitch knot facing the other direction. Finish off this loop pattern with 1 more double half hitch knot in the center. Finally, we're going to trim the fringe at the very bottom. I'm just going to trim it all the way across from the shortest cord length. So finding out where the shortest cord is, and I'm just going to cut it there all the way across. I'm also going to show you guys how I'm attaching it to the bouquet. What I'm going to do is wrap it around the bouquet, and then using the anchor cord at the top, I'm going to tie an overhand knot at the top and then finish off with the bow. then taking the first cord at the bottom on both sides, I'm going to also make another overhand knot and a bow. And that's a wrap with the macrame bouquet wrap tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this beginner-friendly pattern. This macrame bouquet wrap is a part of my macrame wedding series. If you guys have any other macrame projects you are interested in learning more about, or that you want me to make a tutorial for, let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know below what you guys thought of this pattern, and if you do make it, make sure you tag me on Instagram at BOCHINOT, as I'd love to see it. Stay tuned for more coming on our macrame wedding series. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.